Okay, so one of the realities I had to contend with living in diaspora was the fact that I might not find the environment that I needed thrive and to maybe fit in, not necessarily stand out. I know others saying about not trying to fit in and standing out and all of that. Yeah, you know, that's a different mantra for a different purpose. But this time around, I'm talking about finding yourself in a place where you'd have to adjust to the change of not seeing the people that probably look like you, share the same values, and that you can get along with easily. So, and these are things you necessarily do not talk about before you leave home. Home referring to wherever you were before migrating. So in my case, the first time I left the shores of Nigeria, all that wasn't in my head. All I wanted then was to join my husband along with then 1 year old toddler. You know, this was in the early stage of my marriage. My husband traveled like 2 years and almost 6 months, just a few weeks or short of 6 months after we got married. And I had a son, So on getting over there, I really believed I'll feel at home, considering that English was the official language in the UK, and Nigeria, as you may have noticed, do not have a problem speaking English because it's also our official language. And of course, Nigerians have been traveling to the UK for donkey years. Anyway, so by the time this reality started dawning on me, how lonely it could get, I resorted to making use of the internet. I was online. Unfortunately, at the time, I wasn't active on Facebook. I don't think I even had a Facebook. No, not yet. I hadn't opened a Facebook account at the time. So, but I had been exploring the internet, writing poems, and being engaged in activities that might require belonging to a group. And I subscribed to some emails. Yahoo groups used to be quite a popular thing back then. And then we had MySpace. If you're from that generation, there was MySpace. I wasn't really active on that, and then I think there was Fanbox again. So this reality was tough. It was really tough. Obviously, I didn't have my second child in Nigeria. By the way, I had her in Benin Republic, but then that still felt like home because I was with my in-laws. And then this time around, I'm far away in the UK. My husband had left for work. I was left alone with the toddler, and I didn't know what to do with myself aside looking after my son. It wasn't until then that I realized that, wow, so this is how it's going to be going forward. I wasn't prepared for that. Because I've always been someone who was active. I might not have been gainfully employed after I finished my training, my teacher's training, but then I always had something doing. For instance, I would go for programs. I would go for Islamic programs, and I would visit families. I would visit friends, and this was nothing like it. There wasn't any family around, and definitely there were no friends. I hadn't met my neighbor because it was also still during winter, and everybody kept to themselves. I didn't even know if my neighbors were yellow, brown, whatever. I didn't know who my neighbors were. Until one fateful day where I was putting clothes on the line, and the lady just peeped from the door, my left side, and then she turned out to be a Pakistani. And then she was surprised. She saw me in hijab, and she was like, "Assalamu alaikum," and I responded. I was like, "Okay." Now I know my next door neighbors are actually Muslims, which hadn't really removed the awkwardness, because we had not met. to introduce each other formally. And I mean, meeting somebody for the first time just across the fence can make you buddy, and then you start chatting up and all of that. Man, you know, and you just never know. I'm telling you, you know what the Yoruba will say, that if you read anything like that, you just, you find yourself in a strange place and you try to just adjust and find a way to cope. So this struggle is real. I'm telling you, this struggle is as real as it gets, because until you start living day by day and seeing how your life is gradually changing as things unfold, you might not realize what you'd be feeling. So I wasn't homesick, but I missed having people to talk to. People, having somebody to talk to, interactions, conversations, just having somebody around to talk to. So, I mean, and then you find out that the people you leave behind at home, they're not going to stay the same forever. They will also move on with their lives. And then my closest friend was working, so which also made it harder. We were contacting each other via email, and then even though the Yahoo Messenger was active, we couldn't really do much of that because she had to be at work, and I didn't have many friends using the internet at the time. So it was tough. I'm telling you, it was tough, but I got over that. And then I thought that was the end. I really thought that I would not experience something like that again until I found myself in South Africa and feeling completely like a fish out of its pond. Oh my goodness. I didn't envisage how much impact this was going to have on me. And people have this thing, they like saying, I'll do better, like be thankful for what you have. If you have kids, and then maybe your husband isn't around, travels a lot, or it's just you and the kids, people tell you that, yeah, you should be happy that you have kids to talk with, that people are looking for. The way people ignorantly dismiss your feelings and invalidate what you're feeling, that kind of thing. So it makes it difficult to even bring up this kind of topic for anybody to understand where you're coming from. I mean, if you say you're abroad and you're lamenting of loneliness or solitude, subhanallah, people would hardly listen to you. Rather than try for a moment, just for a minute, maybe try to imagine that, okay, how bad can it really get? Let me try and see. Let me see myself in this person's shoes. Okay, let me just imagine every single day, when I come out of my room, I see my neighbors, I say hello to them, I greet them, we see each other. You would never appreciate the value of neighborliness and communal living and, the things that we actually take for granted. You will think your neighbors are noisy until you find out that the whole place is quiet as a graveyard. And then you go like, okay, hold on a moment, something is not right here. You do get what I'm saying? It takes noise to appreciate silence. And it takes silence to appreciate noise. That kind of thing. So that, my people, was a struggle. And just trying to give you an hint. I don't know if you're someone who has lived abroad or who is currently living abroad, you understand better what I'm trying to say. So I don't want this video to be too long. So inshallah, I'll talk about it more in the next video. And thank you for watching. Assalamu alaikum.